Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy Tyson with another one here, and we're gonna be talking about hip hop and specifically what happened, this week. Of course, we already know that the Kendrick Lamar and Drake thing, and I really haven't really covered it, that much because it's been, 2 years removed. But now everyone's kind of comfortable, mostly the stars is kind of comfortable talking about it. With J. Cole having his interview and with Jay-Z, recently having this interview and what they had to say about the situation. And I have a few, queries about it. Everyone's right to their own opinion. But if you kind of want to know how I feel about hip hop in general, and just when it comes to the Drake situation, I think Styles P put it exactly how I feel about it. So when we're gonna listen to him, and then after that, I'm gonna discuss like some things that I just think that is like kind of weird and like I don't know. It's just not hip hop in my opinion, and it's weird because why is it him? Like why does he get this weird pass that a lot of people don't get when it comes to hip hop, especially after taking an L? It's weird. It's just weird, but I'll let Styles P really explain it better than I can, and I'll try to explain it in my way if y'all want to understand.
I like Drake's music. I think he's a star. I just put him up there with Kanye, Puff, and as a star. But I think we are beginning to forget a lot of rules in this culture due to stars, and we just start switching them around and making them different. Like I don't got nothing against Drake.
Right.
But how does a guy say what's the rules in a rap battle that had a ghostwriter before? That's not fair, dog. Like you letting a dude who had a ghostwriter now say what we could do in the dirt. Nah, dog, you got to stay up there, and you beautiful up there. We love you up there, but don't come down here
That's
change the rules. That's wrong because
it's war.
it's war.
Well, he doesn't really have the power to change the rules.
You can't explain.
Nah, but there's a lot of he does.
I already saying though.
He kind of does. He does. He's a big voice. He's a big voice, and the kids are gonna follow him. So you have to understand this. So when he speaks, he has to understand like you the number one dude in the game. I like Drake's music.
So yeah, and no mind that Shaw knows some people don't like Ebro and some people don't like this show. That's not really I'm here on. It's just on the platform that was what he was speaking. And if y'all understand, that's the same sentiment that I always stand on, especially when it comes to hip hop. I watch battle rap all day. Tay Rock is one of my favorite battle rappers. But I watched Mook wash him, and I definitely watched Daylight wash him. And I'm not sitting here typing away at Mook and typing away at Daylight like, oh, yeah, you shouldn't have said that about him. And nah, it's battle rap. That's the point. He got him. Cool. You take your L and you move on. And what's dope about it, when you take your L, you get better. I'm telling you, after he took those L's and he had to swallow those L's, especially the one after Mook, Tay-Rock has been a monster. A monster. And that's anything in life, man. And it's weird that there's this thing when it comes to Drake that he is just allowed to pass all that. That's the point of hip hop. You want to take your L's. You want people to hate on you so you come back with your pen harder. You know what I mean? But you can't be mad at us when one of your first songs out of the battle is Hey There Delilah or Guan Guan Delilah. And people are like, what? What's happening? And then the next one is with Sexy Red and it don't sound like the quality's off and everything's like wrong. And I get you're dropping all these songs that you had on hard drives, but that's like the people just wanted you to chill. People just wanted you to acknowledge your L. I think that's the statement is you didn't acknowledge the L. If you would acknowledge the L, you got me for real. Like you got me for real. That was a good one. Great. He kind of said it a little bit in the Heart Part 6, his version, where he wanted it to be over because they can go all day and he wanted to be over. And he's like, yeah, that was a, kind of a good one. But he didn't really acknowledge it yeah, you got me. Cool. Or when you go on interviews, you go on whatever. Like, it's him who's doing this to himself. That's what I don't understand. The man is suing over a hip hop song, which may not help him because of what Afro Man just did. And he did it in front of them. He was singing the song in front of the judge against police. So I'm trying to, I just don't understand. And and where it comes to it is more on what I heard from J. Cole, what I heard from Jay-Z, where it's now gotten to the point that they are blaming us, the fans. Like, if you're a Kendrick fan, you're the reason why Drake ain't putting out an album. You're the reason why Drake feels the way he feels. Like, no, Drake is the reason why Drake feels the way he feels. He's the one who's suing. I don't like how, like, exactly what Styles P said is, how does he get to come in and just come to this part of hip hop and just start dictating things? And now people like Gille, J. Cole, Jay-Z, all these people feeling bad for him. Like, where was that with Meek Mill? Like, I don't understand. This is where it's like, I don't dislike Drake. He's not one of my favorite artists. People know that already. And the reason why I've always said this, and I stayed 10 toes down when it came to this, it was for this. I knew this was going to happen. I knew. It's like, the kid that dresses up and got the headband on, got the sleeve on his arm, got the leg warmers, got everything up. You know that dude's trash. I'm not saying he's trash in hip hop, but he's doing too much. And we just playing on the park, bro. Like, now you got the dude who might got some slacks on, but you see that he got his slacks on, but right under his slacks, he's got his gym shorts. You know what I mean? Or the kid that's got his shoelaces, he got his shoes tied around his neck. Yeah, that kid came. Ballers. People who fit in that part of the game. And I knew this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen because that's him. It's like there's people that look at hip hop for like a benefit. Like, and that's everybody who's really trying to do it on that. But there's like artistry of it. And I'm not taking away from Drake. I'm just saying there's just people that when they hit the scene and like they would do this if it just came down to them just rapping and they would just do little shows. They'll do little shows because they love the game of rap. And I understand that rap is now super profitable. I understand, obviously not now, but I'm just saying, like, the rap star is what Drake wanted to be, the rap star. And it's just like Styles P said it, like, you great up there, bro. But when you come to, this is the bullpit. This is where, like, rappers rap. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. I gain respect for him because he came down to the bullpit and rapped. But if you lose, don't take your ball and then go upstairs and then start crying and then suing. And then when you're putting out mediocre music and people aren't relating to it because you just keep talking about the thing that they're like, all right, get over it, bro. Make a new track. And then you do make a new track that has nothing to do with Kendrick, and it slaps and everyone's back to party. And that was your key moment to be like, okay, let's jam, let's turn the summer up. And then you went right back into, nah, y'all don't like me, the fans. And you making this sad rap. And that's on you, bro. You can't be coming up here and telling us we wrong when you keep coming up with, like, just 2 weeks ago, you're talking about Schoolboy Q. Like, what? Like, bro, you got a whole album about to come out. Either it's a revenge album, cool, that'd be for your fans. Or it could be a fun party album. Like, I don't understand where this coddling comes from. It's weird. It is weird to me. I know he's going to have fans. I know I'm going to get hate for this post. But I don't understand where the coddling is coming from. Where they're, like, holding him like a baby in this thing when he's the number one artist in the world. And to some people, that's the best thing that can happen in this game of hip hop. But hip hop is off of the 5 elements, brother. And there's so much more to it. And battling is just one of the essence of it. And everyone had to take their L. Meek Mill took his L. Y'all pieced it up, and there you go. But it feels like only way for you to be able to handle everything is you have to win at everything. And if you don't, it's weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm too purist hip hop. Like I said, I never mentioned Kendrick once in this whole thing. Kendrick's one of my favorite artists. Dope. I think the battle was dope. I think Drake did amazing in the battle. That's the crazy part. Like, I don't understand. That's where this weird ego complex come in, where you forget how dope you did in the battle. You did really dope in the battle. You had great ideas, great things, and all you had to say was like, Pete, we sparred. We finally did that. You make a song about how long it took for y'all to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? And be like, yeah, I took the L, but we back, you know what I'm saying? Full summer, blah, blah, blah. Like, be creative with it. That's what happens when you should take an L, you should get more creative. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm not even talking about no, you know, tracks that reference tracks. I'm not talking about all that. I'm just talking about the nitty gritty when it comes to hip hop and how he is allowed to evade everything. And now you got OGs, you got peers, you got people blaming us. And that's why I'm upset. You're blaming us because he ain't putting music out. He ain't putting music out. And y'all want to blame, say, oh, it's black people because they couldn't wait for him to fall. Like, no, bro. Like, they were waiting him to make music. And he wasn't making dope music. You tell me you like Wong Guan. That was literally right after the battle. Wong Guan Delilah. I understand that might be for the Canadian folk because he's using the lingo. You know what I mean? And I can't remember that one guy, but he was singing rock ballads, but in a hip hop tone. I can't remember. Even if that's a homage to that, that's not what the people were looking for right after a battle. So, yeah, I don't understand. I could be wrong. I could be old man here. My age could be showing on this, but like hip hop is like, this is the essence of hip hop. It's one of the things. No one here is taking it serious. Not at all. You know, Black Twitter, I like Twitter, excuse me, X, Facebook. There's going to be memes. There's going to be people who are super excited about Drake's album, and there's just going to be somebody there who's going to do it. We have a whole saying now because of Drake and Meek Mill. Twitter fingers. That's literally a thing people call somebody when they just tweeting all day. Or excuse me, Xing all day, I guess. That's a actual vocabulary in our urban dictionary that is there. He made that. And I'm just so confused on why he gets babied in here, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I know it's a big rant on me, but I love hip hop so much, and it's just weird for this situation to be going down right now, especially 2 years removed. You know what I mean? And then once again, and I think the more I want to talk about, I'll talk about something more later, but it's weird that like when Drake won his Meek Mill battle, he got to benefit from all the hip hoppy stuff when it came to this situation. And when Kendrick won, yes, obviously he won the Grammys. He won the musician awards, which is cool. But everyone's looking at him like he did something terrible. It's weird, like, you know what I mean? Like it's weird. Like, I didn't look at Nas at all when, in my opinion, he beat Jay-Z. I wasn't like, oh, he's terrible for beating Jay. No, you guess what Jay-Z did? I'm gonna just make myself bigger. Like, I don't know, man. But y'all let me know in the comments once again. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm always really down to talk about hip hop. Hip hop's my jam. Hip hop saved my life, just like video games have saved my life. That's why we do this on this channel. You know what I'm saying? The algorithm is wild right now. So if y'all can for me, please, please, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If y'all want more discussions like this with hip hop, with other artists, and just where my head is at in hip hop, yeah, you let me know. Sorry for the long rant, but I just had to talk about it because it was kind of itching me a little bit just to like hear like all these like people talk about like what's wrong with Drake. That's weird. But anyway, all right, man. Love y'all. Peace.